What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another video today, taking a look at Moderna stock. So I made a video on Sunday taking a look at whether or not I think this is a good buy for 2021. I talk a lot about the company itself and what they have coming up in the pipeline, as well as the stock. And then yesterday I made a video on the stock part of it as well, just a quick update because it was down 10%. We have a small green day today, so making another update video for those of you guys that are interested. I know I got a lot of comments of people holding this, so I'm sure that we're happy to see a green day. So just wanted to make a quick update video. So we'll take a look at how the stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking at moving into the future. Also kind of touch base on some things that I talked about in my Sunday video on what the company has coming up in terms of kind of positive catalysts that could push the stock price up in the near term and in the long term as well. So if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Moderna are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. So first things first, let's cover kind of some of the positive catalysts that I was talking about before we kind of go into the stock analysis part of it, right? So first things first, Moderna in the first 3 quarters of 2020 had $200 something million in revenue, and in 2021 it is expected to do over 13 billion with a B dollars in revenue. So great increase due to their coronavirus vaccine. Now there's two sides of it, right? The first side being, look, a lot of this coronavirus vaccine numbers have already been baked into the stock price, right? A lot of this FDA approval had already been baked into the stock price, hence why the stock really ran. One thing that I will say though is the US government, for example, right, has the option to place up to 500 million doses, orders of doses rather. They've so far placed 200 million doses orders. I don't know how to say it, but they've so far placed an order of 200 million doses, which means that there's potential for 300 million more doses to be delivered to the US government alone. 300 million doses that the US government could order. Now, one downside to that though is there are a lot of other companies that are coming out with the coronavirus vaccine that are getting closer to an FDA approval, but one of them being AstraZeneca, but other ones, right, they're not going to be approved until probably February. The Oxford medication, for example, the Oxford vaccine that they're developing won't be approved till February, which is good news for Moderna. Another good news for Moderna is the fact that their vaccine can be stored at more normal temperatures than Pfizer's. Pfizer's vaccine, for those of you guys that know, can be, I think, needs to be placed at negative 90 something degrees, which means that it can't just be stored in your normal freezer. So you need special equipment and you need special trucks that can deliver that to its final source, whereas Moderna's can be stored in a normal freezer, so it should be more accessible to everyone. So that's kind of the good side. The bad side though to that is after all this vaccine is over, what happens with Moderna, right? They have a lot of cancer drugs, cancer vaccines, other therapeutics in the works, but we're kind of counting on those to really work out to continue this revenue for Moderna. Because remember, this $13 billion, a lot of it comes from vaccine orders, right? So if coronavirus is something that is more of a one-time vaccine, right? Although a lot of people are expecting it to be a continuous vaccine like the flu, if it's a one-time vaccine, that could mean trouble for Moderna stock, and this 13 billion number in revenue could be a one-time thing. But on the other hand, they've had really promising trials on cancer therapeutics, cancer vaccines, and the fact that the possibility that this coronavirus vaccine could be a repetitive thing. That's a little bit on the company side of things. Now let's take a look at the stock part of it. So I know at the beginning of the day in pre-market, it was kind of scary. We closed near the 111s yesterday, ended in the 110s. We gapped down decently to the 103.97s, and it was looking like another ugly day. But then right out of the gate, we pushed up from 107s to kind of the 114s, 115s. And then let me get the VWAP up. And then look at this, right? So I really liked seeing this bounce off VWAP, pushed up to 116, came down, but it was relatively strong, stayed above VWAP, broke below VWAP for just a little bit, and then finally pushed back up. Now let's take a look at the daily chart and we'll kind of see what we see. So although it is a green day, what I do want to point out to you guys is we continued to make a lower high and a lower low, which is not necessarily good news for the stock, right? So that's something to keep in mind as well. And then another thing that I really want to point out to you guys is this downward trend is still going on. Even though we saw one green day, we need a couple more. We need to set highs moving forward for the stock to really have a little bit of a comeback, right? Let's take a look at our indicators and see what we see. So yesterday I talked about, hey, we are right below that 55 EMA. That 55 EMA number currently at 112.41. We were right below that in the closing yesterday in the kind of 111.40. So today I was hoping for a recapture of that 55 EMA, which we got. We closed at 114.39. The 55 EMA is at 112.48. So that's sort of the point that I'm looking at right now, that 55 EMA, that's what we're hovering around. So I'm watching to see if we can potentially break that 55 EMA. We can use that 55 EMA in 112, meaning we stay above 112 and we make a push towards the 34 EMA at 123. I personally am long on Moderna. I own shares. It was at 128. I bought a couple more today at 111 to bring my average price down. Now, one thing that I really want to stress here is just because I see value in Moderna does not mean you should hold Moderna as well, right? And I know a lot of people were talking down in the comment section. I am holding my Moderna shares, but make sure that you guys do your own research and believe in the company if you do decide to hold your shares. I think that 2021 should be a good year for Moderna, which is why I continue to hold. Now, I do have a shorter term vertical put spread that I'm currently down on, and if I don't see a turnaround or a pushback towards the 21 EMA, I'll be looking to close that for a small loss. So losing money on the vertical put spread, currently down a little on my shares, not a little, my average price is now in the low 120s. So down on that as well, but looking to hold because with shares, I don't necessarily have an expiration date, but with that vertical put spread, I will be closing that out if it doesn't turn around in the next couple of days. So all in all, looking for the stock to hold above the 112.48 level for now, that 55 EMA, and then make a push towards 123.37, which is the 34 EMA. We are not getting a lot of volume this year, right? Or we're not getting a lot of volume this week probably that we would typically, especially the next 2 days since it's the 30th and the 31st. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, on what I do. I am holding my shares though, if anyone's wondering, but make sure to do your own research and that you believe in the company if you do decide to hold it. I'm hoping for a recapture of that 34 EMA at 123.37, and then hopefully it can push up from there, kind of going into 2021. Let me know what you guys think of Moderna, what you guys are in on, what your thoughts on Moderna are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, and until next time.